So we stop spending our thoughts, our time and our money, and we start to invest our thought and our time and our money. For everything in life must be an investment. So if you're riding on the streetcar, you're riding on a bus, don't idle the time, close your eyes to the obvious, it's not altogether attractive, and carry on your inner dialogue and invest that time. By the time you get to your destination, you've invested wisely between getting on the bus and getting off, if it's only 20 blocks away. And you spent that in a very wise manner. And you've actually used the coin of heaven. He gave you the coin of heaven. Before you judge it, try it. May I tell you, if you try it wisely and really believe in it, it'll prove itself in the testing. And then it doesn't really matter what others will say. You have found that it works. You have the evidence to support it. I have had moments when you are in a party and you do not know the people, and something leads from this to that, and suddenly you find yourself breaking into a conversation of this nature. Perfectly all right. When it happens that way, it doesn't really matter. One night, many years ago, he's now gone from this world. You might know him by his reputation, Walter Damrosch. He was a great musician. And I met him at the Harvard Club in New York City. And this friend of mine introduced me to him, and introduced me as a great metaphysician, which is silly. I never identify myself with metaphysics at all, although the word is very good. But Damrosch said to me, and what school is your background? Germanic school, or the French school of metaphysics, or what school of metaphysics? And I said, none. It's only my own visions. He had to have some school, recognized school, the Germanic school. If I could say, well, I studied the Germanic concept of metaphysics, or the French concept, or the English concept. No, I said I have no background of that nature. It's only what I have actually experienced. I'm talking about my own personal experience. And Damrosch turned around and off he went. And that was his meeting with me for just one short little moment. Now he is gone, and my friend who introduced me to him, he is gone too from this world. And there is no transforming power in death. As we are, so we are there. None whatsoever. And so if I'm looking for some background of the Germanic background, I'm looking for it there too. And you'll go blindly by, and he'll walk by, and no one will recognize him. He is bringing light into the world. He came into the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. He came to his own, and his own knew him not. They turned their backs upon him as he comes into the world and tells of the world, how it's brought into being through the Word of God. Then he tells you that you are God and asks you to imitate God as dear children. Well, if God did it this way, and I must imitate him as a dear child, tell me exactly how he did it. For we are told, through faith we understand that the worlds were created by the Word of God, so that things that are seen were made out of things which do not appear. Is that how it's done? It does not yet appear what we shall be, all right. But I will assume that I am what I would like to be, and it has not yet appeared. Is that how he did it? Yes. He calls the thing that isn't seen as though it were, and the unseen becomes seen. Well, now I'll do the same thing if I must imitate him as a dear child. So it is not yet real in my world that I am the man that I like to be. Well, I will dare to assume that I am, and to prove it, I will carry on this inner dialogue with a circle of friends that would know it when it happens. But I'll carry it on not as something to be, something that is already. So I'll carry it on from the premise of the wish fulfilled, and sleep in that assumption, just as though it were true, and see how it works. Then it works. And when it happens, it all happens in such a marvelous way that you think it would have happened anyway. It always works that way. It is so simple, and the ways are so perfect that when it happens, you're inclined to say to yourself, and your friends will convince you, well, you know, it would have happened anyway. You see how it happened? Look, you met so-and-so, and so-and-so introduced you to so-and-so, and through these introductions, it happened. Now, would I have met this one, and would he have introduced me to that one, and therefore would it have happened had I not preceded the entire meetings by my assumption? And of course then they have the big question mark. Well, it would have happened anyway. And many a person will say that. Because when it happens, it always happens so naturally. Even if it comes suddenly, it is still in a natural way that it happens.